Well, I got a coin here. These always come up a little beat up, but I cannot recognize that right off the bat. My ignorance. There's a 5 in there, nickel size. And let's look at the sun here. Can't make it out, but it's got some design on there. And there's the 5 on the back. That sun's too bright. Well, we'll see. We'll see what it is. Well, this is a good sign. We got some more medallions that we've been finding here a while back, but haven't found any in a long time. So seeing one, it's a nice sign. Nice sign to see. Testing out a little different technique here where the wash is. I'm running my little pinpointer through. It's really hard to take a metal detector here because there's so much iron. But running this through, I've been picking up some bits and pieces. And I just scanner it through. And you can see I look for that signal, and I had already saw that I popped up a nice little key here. It's really the first thing of any significance so far. Hershey Manufacturing Company, Chicago. Miller. I wonder if that has anything to do with Hershey chocolate. But that's one decent find. So maybe we'll be able to pick up some more things here. Well, the little pinpointer just pulled out a tiny little buckle for me that I probably would not have seen. So I'm going to try scanning this area with the pinpointer. Well, it seems to be working for keys because here's a second one. Now, they're not skeleton keys, but they got pretty cool designs on them. And I don't normally find keys here, so it's definitely pulling these things out. You videotape me, I videotape you. Look at him run. Look at this cool little bugger that just popped out. Triangle-shaped perfume, maybe? Nice. It's a cool piece. I don't see any markings on it. A little marking there. Awesome. Not really sure what I got coming out over here yet. It looks like a quart top. And I'm saying it's amber, possibly a Clorox. I'm really not sure. I don't think the cork's in it. I don't think I can get a good handle on it. And without my gloves, I don't like to slip around here. Alright, it's loosening up a little bit. I don't like that sound. Almost like it's rubbing against rubber. But that might be up. Yeah, I bet it's a big Clorox. I just saw a D on there somewhere. What does that say? Dazzle. That is not a Clorox. It is a Dazzle. Something a little different. Interesting. Now I was digging deep to try and pull out this nice milk glass, and look what popped out here. Now this is a little more interesting. Dr. Ellis Special Quick Dry Waving Fluid wave set. Interesting. I love all the information on this and the embossing. There's more on the back too. Now this is probably 40s or 50s. It's a twist top. Made in the USA. But I love that bottle. Let's see if we can get the milk glass out. Well, it's Saturday morning. Oops, Sunday morning. And it's absolutely gorgeous out. We're about an hour and a half before low tide. And it's calm. And if you watched in the beginning of the video, I brought a pinpointer out to my favorite spot. Today I did bring my small coil detector out. And I just picked up a fishing lure. And in my second signal, it's already something interesting. Look at what just popped out of the mud. Really not sure what's going on here, but I love the shape of it. Let's clean it up a little bit. That is some kind of designer plate. Look at that thing. Now that's very cool. You can see how it might have been hand cut because it's not exactly symmetrical. But I have absolutely no idea what that would have went to. But it is certainly cool. An interesting little piece. I think I've seen this before. I'm not sure what those last couple letters would have formed yet, but I'll look it up. It's either a car part or off of like an old refrigerator. I'm not really sure. It's copper, so it's got some age to it. Well, I've tried the detector here before and it never really got any real luck, but today I seem to be targeting the relics pretty well. It's a cool little, I'm guessing it's a clock gear. I've never seen the two connected that close, but I love the way that looks. Needle nose. Well, I accomplished my due diligence because I try to clean up what all the fishermen leave behind and then get rewarded by what the fishermen leave behind. Well, that's not the most expensive lure out there, but that's a very cool big lure, and I'm sure there's going to be more. Like those needle nose pliers I just found. They always seem to leave something behind. Hi, buddies. Fillet knife. Rubber handle. Not that old. It is interesting to go a little off the beaten path. Now, obviously, the trucks have been coming in here recently. This was not a path. And they moved some stuff around. But you never know what they're going to move. Chances are, as you're seeing all this junk, plastic everywhere. People have used this area for a dumping ground for a long time. Even the town I'm sure up until the 80s, we're dumping junk here. LCD package. If I'd be going to pick up everything that I see, I'd never be able to carry it all back. But I do pick up stuff from time to time. Quite a bit of stuff. I just can't believe what winds up getting dropped in here. By the way, people that litter, you suck. It's so easy to throw the stuff away. A little bit of knowledge would tell you that plastic doesn't degrade. It stays here, and stays here, and stays here. Here's a nice little example of the trucks that push stuff up on the side here. And this isn't just from people dropping garbage. This is from the town, probably back in the 60s and 70s, because it's all plastic. And they'd figure they would just dump it by the ocean and let it sit here and sit here and sit here. Look at it all. This is one little section of all this strip. Good old plastic. Yep. Isn't that great? Nice job. Yeah, this is kind of interesting. I like the shape of the bottle. It's a twist off. Huh. Look at all this mess back here. I can only say the purple caught my eye and brought me down. And again, when I got here, although it looks broken, look what's hanging out right over here. A chip. That is definitely a marble chip. Sure wish you were intact, buddy. But it can only mean there's gotta be more. Well, this came up as a high signal and might be a pretty nice find. I know it's just the back part of it. That could very well be, well, it has the potential to be a silver. I'm gonna try and do this silver handle. I'm not really sure. Let's give it a little wash. Maybe it's brass. Did come up a high signal. It's got some nice decoration to it. Sure does look old, but I don't think it's silver. It'd be fun to clean up though. It's a great looking handle. Look at that thing. Got a nice signal out of this clump, and I'm seeing something interesting popping through. Now it's pretty stuck in here, so I'm going to take a minute to try and break off some of this stuff and see what we have embedded in here. I'm guessing it's brass, that's why the signal came up on it. So we'll see. Let me work on it a little bit. Alright, that came out a little bit more interesting. There's a big hunk of brass, some kind of platform for something. I'll do the rest of the cleanup at home, but I do like what that looks like. This is probably about the 5th time this has happened to me, where I pulled up a big piece of junk lead and it had mud all over it, and I was just going to throw it away, toss it in recycling. But you always clean the mud off of it, and I cleaned the mud off the front of it and nothing. I mean, that's it. I'm ready to toss it. Clean the back of it because there might be something written there. So there's something written on there. Mara Trading Company, Nara, made in what I think says the USA, maybe? No? Made in something. So I turn it over and I'm like, Wait a second. What is going on here? I'm reading stuff all over this thing. I'm not even sure what it is yet. It's some kind of commemorative dish or plate. Look at this. Something Castle. Does that say Thousand Island House? Devil's Oven, Sport Island, International Rift. That is definitely some kind of commemorative plate. How cool is that? And you can start to see the house come in. There's some trees, there's a design. This piece of junk metal is really something cool. Can't make it up. The detector is really starting to work well here. I just pulled out another cool looking key with the number 530 on it. Right above where that plate came out. There's the plate hole, and there was where the key just came out of. Well, once again, it's working better than I thought. I didn't get about 6 feet before I got another decent signal here. Let me put my detector down without dropping it in there. And look what popped out here. Because of the brass connected to the bottom of it. Look at you. Awesome door handle. And that thing looks in great shape. How about that? That's got some history to it. And it's just a cool piece. Look at the brass design inside of it. Well, it was worth the 10 minutes of searching for this really good signal in that hole, and it finally popped out. Looks copper, looks about $half size. Could be a token, could be a coin. Chances are it's not in great shape, being that it's coming out of here. But I already like it, even though I might not get anything off of this. Look at you. That hurts. What were you? All right, well, you can see the copper coming off of it. And the first layer usually has the details. I don't see much going on. Yeah, we'll see. Here's another very easily overlooked little treasure. See that clump of brass right there? I did come up with a pretty decent signal on it. That's what made me pull it out of the mud. But when you look at it, quick glance, it's nothing, right? But I can see a little bit past the mud. And that is some kind of cool... Oh, look at that. It says police. I gotta be honest with you, I thought it was a rabbit. It is not a rabbit. It's kind of a top of a police badge. Look at that. That probably was a pretty big badge. Brass in this area never lasts. Brass and copper just takes a beating. But we got the police insignia there. How cool is that? I wonder if the rest is in there somewhere. Well, as long as my eyes aren't playing tricks on me again, I think I know what that is, but it looks a lot like that. This is a cap I just picked up. And there might be some writing on it, there might not be. I am taking that with me, but right next to it was something very similar, but I'm not thinking this is a cap. I think it was possibly plastic, but I think this is a little teacup. And, doesn't have the hole in the handle, but that sure looks like a teacup to me. I think it's only plastic though. Cool enough. I'm absolutely floored by this piece. I didn't even videotape it when I found it. I thought it was just a cool bottle top cap. It had old junk in the center of it, which was really loose. I thought I saw some writing on it, so I tried to keep it safe and get it home. I rinsed it out. The center of it just popped right out, and I was like, oh, rats. But when I turned it over, it looked like there was definitely some design on it, and there is. And there's some little gems in it. It's a ring. It's a crushed ring. I have no idea. It's possibly silver. But look at the designs on that thing. It's probably costume. Maybe it's not silver, but nonetheless, I was gonna throw this out. And I would have thrown out my actual first ring in this particular area. Crazy. Strange wind, because you can hear it blowing, but we don't feel it yet. Look at how it's throwing the waves. That is actually in a easterly direction. So the wind is coming out of the west. Still trying to figure that out. Blowing east, coming out of the west. There's New York. That's some good cloud work. Oh, camera's out already. What? Nice shot of New York, or Brooklyn, or Staten Island, whatever that is, Verrazano Bridge. It's one of our Navy ships. It just doesn't make any sense. Ugh. That right there. Oh, that's nasty there. Look at the wind starting to pick up now. We've got recycling receptacles. We got trash receptacles. Why is there garbage on the beach? Oh man, oh man.
You can't stay down here.
No.
Not a breeze here.
No, we're good now. No, it's cold. You got a few pictures in.
Yeah, they could be good because of the dark sky. You never know.
Right.
Sorry to tell us I get home.